I've been in a hard place for months, and like last night, for whatever reason, I felt better.
Hey pond lovers, John G, Modern Design Aquascaping. Our team builds custom ponds, fountains, and waterfalls out of natural stone and wood, and my goal is to educate and inspire the entire planet about ponds and water features. I'm so excited about today's video. After a year of fundraising, it is our first donated water feature from the Sawyer Mason Foundation. If you guys don't know what that is, I'll put a link up there. You should check it out. It's near and dear to my heart. I went all the way to Massachusetts and met with my friends up at New England Aquatic Landscaping. They're the local heroes that spearhead this operation from their area, and I'm going to introduce you to them. You're going to meet the lovely Nikki. She is our first recipient of the Sawyer Mason Foundation Fountainscape. You guys are going to absolutely love her. She's a sweetheart, and her story is amazing. So stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe, do all those things to support us so that we can keep doing things that matter with people that matter, for people that matter. And at the end, let me know what you think of this format. How do you like this video layout? That sort of thing. Give me whatever feedback that you have so that I can bring stories to you that you thoroughly enjoy and look forward to. Guys, I want the world to know who's Nikki. Are you cool that I call you Nikki? I know it's Nicole on your thing.
No, Nikki's good.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Shawn, your favorite pond guy, owner of New England Aquatic Landscaping.
How did you come up with Nikki as the perfect person? Like, and it was like this fast for you.
It was instant. So we've talked about things like this for a while, but when you said you were actually going to do it and you asked me if I had anyone in mind, Nikki was the first thought that popped into my head. I realized that Nikki was finding the power of healing from water on her own. She was always taking hikes to find waterfalls and posting pictures of it. She does yoga in front of waterfalls. When it's too cold to go outside, she had this big screen printed that looked like she was sitting at a waterfall. And I just was sitting back, enjoying watching her find this for herself and seeing her journey of self-healing and the power water played, the role water played in that. And as soon as you mentioned to me you were looking for somebody to be the first recipient, it just popped in my head. It was like no thought.
Ecotherapy is so underrated, and there's no side effects. It's all natural, and it is healing. I don't think I had the strong pull of nature and realized how much I needed it until I got a little older. I felt I always had to accomplish a lot and go, and then I joined the Army at a young age and then did a lot of stuff with the Army, then had my son at a decently young age, and life just kind of got crazy, and then I was doing schooling at night, and then I got a whole bunch of degrees and then started working at like a level 1 trauma center, an emergency room, and constantly helping others, and I didn't know how to stop. Eventually, I just started taking time to myself, and I found a lot of healing when I went into the woods. And then everywhere I went into the woods, I always tried to find a place with a river or waterfall. And then when I had my car accident, I couldn't really do much, actually, like anything. But every time I could do something, I just would find a different waterfall, and every time we would travel anywhere, I'd make sure I found the local waterfall.
So I started this business about 15 years ago. A few years into running this company, I saw like a 9/11 tribute video. And 9/11 was something that was very impactful for me when I was younger. And I've known since I was 7 that I really wanted to join the military and serve my country, and it was something I was going to do. But as I got older, graduated high school, worked some odd jobs, started this company, I just kind of backburnered it. Right. And then so I see this tribute video, and it brings back all that passion, all those old flames are reignited, and I knew I just had to do something. I was getting older. I was 22 at the time, and I said, you know what, I just got to pull the trigger and do this, put my business on pause, and I joined the Army National Guard. Went to Fort Benning, Georgia, became an infantryman, and then as soon as I got home, I deployed to Afghanistan. I volunteered for deployment 2011, 2012. Went into combat, did my thing, came home, and still in today. It's December 1st will be 12 years. I'm a Sergeant First Class now. I'm in charge of a lot of people. It's kind of crazy to think where I started, where I am now. I've done all my military career, even though it's just a traditional guardsman. You think 1 weekend a month, 2 weeks a year. I've done a lot of stuff. A lot of different schools, been all over the world, done competitions in Italy. Like, I got a pretty cool military career so far.
So December of 2020, I had the 3 kids, so I was homeschooling them. And then I was working an inner city level 1 trauma center, and we were running COVID missions in that, and I did some per diem at urgent care. And then the National Guard got called up and started running operations in and out of nursing homes. So I was the officer in charge of Delta team is what our name was, and then we went into different nursing homes, and it was a lot of work, and I was really lucky to have a really good team, and every day was kind of challenging and hard, and it was definitely a very difficult mission, seeing all the different aspects of medicine. And then one day after my shift, I was leaving the facility and somebody drove into my lane and kind of hit me head on. So then after that, I had a pretty good head injury, but then I ended up getting a rare complication from it a couple days later called spontaneous hemiplegic migraines. So my right side would go paralyzed and then my speech would get messed up. It looked like I was having a stroke. So the first time I had one, I did go to the emergency room. It was seen as an activated stroke. And I just kept getting clusters and clusters of them. Like, they were just back to back. So like my right side would stop working. And then my vision was all messed up and my speech was all messed up. And then my cognition started getting worse and I would forget things and my memory started not working well. And basically everything you kind of take for granted and doing day-to-day tasks was extremely challenging, especially going from high functioning job and life, and it just very suddenly shifted. It was really hard. I think now I'm almost 21 months out and I'm still going to like 4 doctor's appointments a week trying to get the therapy. And I still get vertigo, like the room spinning in my eyes, take a long time to adapt, and lights still hurt, noises still hurt. So the Army sent me to Fort Drum, and right outside Fort Drum is a river called like the Black River, and every day like I do my appointments and then I'd go right there and just walk up and down the river until I found a spot that had a waterfall and sit there and read. And I just kept doing that, and that's kind of was the only place that felt enjoyable and peaceful, because it would block out the tinnitus, the ringing in my ear. So it's been a really long recovery, and there's things you can learn, I think, in everything. And the injury forced me to kind of slow down. I downsized my home and got closer to nature, and that's where I really found healing. I've never been one to ask for help, so having to ask for help when you don't want to and nobody can see that you need it was an extra challenge. But I learned a lot of life lessons along the way.
Talk a little bit about you know, what your background is with her, how she kind of ties into your family, and
Yep.
you know, what puts her on your radar.
So we went to school together. I think she's a year older than I. She graduated right before me. We had mutual friends. We just kind of knew each other. We found out a little later on that her dad and my dad worked very closely together for a long time, like right next to each other all day long. We're good friends. And that was another way we were connected and didn't realize. And then we both served in the National Guard, the Mass National Guard. So we saw each other again later on in life in the military.
Well, Shawn and Tim are such great people. Like, they're always looking out, and they probably know I would never ask for anything like this, and I feel so grateful for them. I mean, our paths like kept crossing out through like our adult life, and then he got in his line of work, and I became like the biggest fan ever.
I found my purpose, and it's weird because I've got I like wear a lot of different hats. I'm really passionate about being a husband. I'm passionate about being a dad. I got 4 little kids. I'm passionate about running this business and all the people that I get to impact, and the people that impact me, the people I get to meet, friendships with customers and other industry professionals, just, you know, all the people you meet, all the experiences, like getting to do this Sawyer Mason Foundation build. It's amazing, you know, and all of that wouldn't have happened if I didn't decide to dig a hole in my mom's yard.
It was one of the things when I would go into the woods and I'd try to find a waterfall, that's what I would try to find, is like the perfect acoustic therapy. Would that
Yeah,
be kind of like a
totally.
word, I guess? So I'd look for the waterfall that wasn't too loud, where it like made my head hurt worse, something that just kind of drowned out the background noise and had that peaceful, calming effect. And taking the time to hear that is just being mindful in the moment. And sometimes we get so caught up in our over-industrialized, crazy, stressful world that taking that time away to just appreciate that and being focused on listening for the sounds of the waterfall, you don't think of the injuries and all the hardships that you're kind of going through.
For yesterday, the end result was being able to give that water feature to Nikki, and it's empowering for them to know that they're part of that process and they're part of this family. And we try to constantly remind them that this isn't just a workplace, that we are a family, and we're a work family, and we're a team, and everybody is important. Everybody plays a key role. We're learning from each other. Even the new guys bring something to the table. Everybody has something to offer. I know that the two guys that got to help us yesterday, Zach and Matt, they were blown away that they got chosen to be part of it, and that the whole experience, getting to do something like that, I know that's one of the moments, and even Matt told me this morning, yesterday was a moment that he's gonna carry with him forever, and he'll remember he got to be part of something like that.
So my 16-year military career is now
There you go.
officially coming to an end. So because of the accident, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that effective if I need to ever pick up a gun and then all of a sudden my right side doesn't work. So
Right.
it was a career ender. I wasn't planning on retiring. I was just about to make major and then probably take command of the medical unit, and we had a lot of cool stuff coming up, but I'll find different endeavors. But the military chapter is coming to an end now. I'm already started my PhD in global health and emergency disaster planning, just in case I'm not able to return to the emergency room. Yeah, because so far at this point, I'm not quite there yet. And then I just want to do humanitarian missions.
Life. I mean, Doug, what do you think this is going to do for you?
For whatever reason, last night when I was sitting out there, it was like a wave of comfort that no medicine or nothing you can put in a bottle that would kind of instantly work that well.
I'm super excited and honored that you involved me and I could help the way I did. And I'm thrilled for Nikki. Both her parents reached out to me last night, and they're super grateful that there's people like you and I guess me out in the world that want to do stuff like that for people in need. And Nikki definitely was in need, and I think it's gonna help her and her family for a long time, generations, right?
I definitely just want the rest of the world to hear me say thanks again. Thanks to you and your family and your team and your business and these guys. And man, what a bunch. Support them, appreciate them, watch this stuff, look them up on the web. You know what it is, iloveponds.com.
That's right,
I
buddy.
can get that one right.
Yeah.
All right,
Yes,
good deal,
sir.
man. Thanks, dude.
Thanks.
Well, I want to thank you so much for all the work that you've done. And honestly, I'm not as good as I wish I was at articulating my gratefulness and how honored and lucky I feel to be a part of this. And I hope we keep in contact and we can work together in the future, because I'd love to be able to give back and help the next person heal, because I know this will be a huge part of my healing journey that's still to come.
Oh, that's awesome. You can make me cry. Yeah. Boom! How awesome was that? Guys, I'm gonna ask you for a lot of things right now. I need you to support Modern Design because our team makes it possible for me to travel around and do stuff with the foundation. So like, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Support the guys at New England Aquatic Landscaping. They are beautiful people. I'll put all their links below. Their website is iloveponds.com. Not only did those guys provide all the materials except the stones that I brought that actually made the fountains, they gave me everything else. They provided all the labor, and they gave me a check before I left to pay for the next Sawyer Mason Foundation build. Give them some love. And the last thing I'm gonna ask you for is obviously support our foundation. In some capacity, you can help us out. Give us some love, give us some prayers, send us some money, sign up to donate time or suggest a recipient. All of that can be done in the Sawyer Mason website. I'll put a link to that up there. Plus, I'll put everything in the comments below. Guys, I appreciate y'all. Love you. Thanks for supporting the Adams family. I'm gonna get busy. John G. out.